Alright, new day, new recording. Fair warning, I'm fairly cranky tonight due to events at work today, so we'll see how tonight goes. It's going to be a short one, probably about an hour and a half, I hope. I really just want to get one mission done and then move on.
Bloody noses.
How are you going today, sir?
Relax with taffas like...
At some point he's going to get suspicious. He's going to realise that it's us. As well as, you know, the other occupants of this here apartment block. Yeah, your place is repopulated at least. I'd like to grab that bag on the right, Garrett. There's something on the mantle as well. No? I could have sworn I just saw something gleaming above the fireplace though. Alright. Well, at least we know the landlord isn't dead. His blackmailers haven't killed him yet. It's been a few days, so I've forgotten the combinations.
Eh?
Do you ever sleep? Apart from, you know, the times I come into your room and put you to sleep. Alright, so we are heading to Terce's Courtyard over in Stone Market. That was painless, at least. But this is going to be less so. I believe the courtyard is ahead of me, slightly to the right. No, it's on the left. No, there's no loot over here, and no one I can bonk. Alright, Keeper, whatever your name was. Artemis? Artemis. Here's your chalice and your paw.
You've returned with the artifacts, Garrett. Excellent. Follow me. Balance to you.
It was worth it, chat. It was worth it. I mean, through all of the bullshit that they put me through this game and the previous two games, it was worth it. I finally got to knock out a Keeper. I mean, it could have been worse. I could have murdered him.
You've returned with the artifacts, Garrett. Excellent. Follow me. Hello, Garrett. Did you need something, Garrett?
I'm very concerned by your usage of the word Garrett 3 times in as many sentences. That was accidental and I'm not even joking. That was accidental. Swear to dog. Swear to dog, that was accidental. My finger slipped. Parkinson's is kicking in. Let's see if he says the same thing, though. What I'll do is I'll get up in his face. You know what? Let's put the blackjack away. That's probably a good idea. Although if I click the mouse, we pull out the dagger by default now. Oh, my word.
You've returned with the artifacts, Garrett. Excellent. Follow me. Garrett.
Using my name as a sentence. Lovely. My finger is nowhere near the mouse button, so I can't push it accidentally. Okay, we're just going into this dank alley down here. Where no one will possibly overhear us. That's a really neat magic trick.
Did you need something, Garrett?
Alright, we'll go inside.
The repetition of these three glyphs, here and here. Now is the Termanus Embolian.
The time's unwritten, the
Termanus
end of
Diem.
words.
And here, again the mark of the Fratelli
Brethren and
Traderus.
betrayer.
Yes, warnings. Terrible. Unvesagen
My hand falls useless to my side, doubly cursed in living death.
The prophecies are clear. There is much ahead to be wary of. Interpreter Kataka, your words are most useful to...
Clear as mud. Exactly what will happen, and what are we supposed to do about it? I'm still waiting to see a useful book.
We must first understand the unwritten times, if we are to prevent them.
First Keeper Orland demands immediate audience.
You've moved up in the world, Orland. Nice view.
Yes, I have. It's First Keeper Orland now, Garrett. Within these walls, you answer to me.
You called me here to remind me you're in charge? The job must not keep you very busy.
You inquired about books. Useful books.
That's right. You must have something in here worth reading.
You think you might shape events more skillfully? Read the signs more clearly? The prophecies...
Shape events? Interesting way to put it. I'm here now. Do you want my help or not?
Very well. This will admit you to certain areas of the library. Do not venture further. You will not ply your trade here, thief. If anything happens, you will be held accountable. Is this clear?
Perfectly. Perhaps you should translate for Kataka.
Right, we're stealing a bunch of stuff out of the Keeper Library, very clearly. Who was Orland? Was he maybe the person that took us in? First Keeper Orland. Alright, we have a new objective. Search around the Keeper Library for clues about the Dark Age. I assume the Dark Age is something that's coming up after the Metal Age. Also, yeah, that conversation. I mean, we did kill a god in Thief 1. I feel like at some points they're going to start treating us with a little bit more respect, even though we're kind of an asshole. Speak to Keeper Artemis before you leave the library. Speak to Keeper Isolde before you leave the library. Yeah, we know about that. Although, having said that, I haven't actually checked that out since the first day. Faction is loose up. We do not have a map of this region. Yeah, that cutscene, I find it very, very hard to understand, like when the translator, which is really creepy and really, really great if you ask me, is doing their thing. Hearing those two people speaking at once, it's hard enough to understand what one of them's saying, but when you got two of them overlaid like that, it's hard. It's really hard. And that just makes me appreciate the efforts that whoever it was, don't know who you are, I'm sorry, the Thief 2 mod where they inserted subtitles into the cutscenes, shout out, because that is some serious work. Alright, so let's take a look around this library. After I've made a save game. I'd better than last.
This is Orland's office. He is busy and has nothing more to say to you for now.
Officer First Keeper Orland. So we need to come back here when we're done.
Has there been any progress, Elder Granger?
On which quest? The reacquisition of the Compendium of Reproach or of its glyph key?
Who are you talking to?
We'll need both items in our hands if we wish to make any headway into our research concerning the coming Dark Age.
There would be considerably more progress if the teams were allowed to consult with Interpreter Kaduka.
Impossible. She seeks the Brethren and Betrayer, and her work must not be interrupted.
Then the answer to your previous question is no.
What will it take to find them then, do you think? The Council would like time to prepare for the prophecies that are contained within the Compendium.
They have both been missing for so long, but I am sure with all of us continuing to scour the library and the compound for passages that refer to them, we'll have the precise answer within a reasonable time period. Meanwhile, just in case, I have scribes searching for any book matching its physical description. A large golden slab, sealed with a glyph.
So, the Keepers are hoping to solve the Dark Age problem by finding this compendium and glyph key. I'm pretty good at acquiring lost objects. Maybe I can help.
It's a compendium something something. I didn't hear the other words. Her compendium though, and glyph key. Notice from the Council regarding the impending Dark Age. Sensitives of utmost importance that Interpreter Kaduka continue her quest to uncover the identity of the Brethren and Betrayer. She should not be interrupted for any reason. Also, several elders have been tasked with other urgent endeavours, including the search for the missing Compendium of Reproach, that's the word I was just looking for, and the glyph key that unlocks it. The Compendium, a large golden slab, sealed with a glyph, may contain prophecies pertinent to the Dark Age problem, and has been missing for well over a decade. It is useless without its glyph key, which we believe may have gone missing around the same time. If you have been assigned to one of the quest groups, an elder will contact you. That definitely sounds like something we'll be doing in the follow-up missions. A Dark Age is coming, the pagans are preparing for war. Good times all around. Keeper Rafe. Journal entry number 6145. Jesus Christ, get a hobby, dude. Why hasn't Council assigned a team for my expedition? They know the dangers, how the area is swarming with strange creatures. Else, why lock the entrance so carefully? How can I do it alone? Still, they must have their reasons. The Sunken Citadel? Is that a level? I don't recall. It might have been. The Sunken Citadel holds many secrets, and though I'm afraid, I also long to journey there again. Most importantly, of course, is the glyph key. How many years has it lain underground? Decades? We were so close with the first expedition. If only we hadn't been attacked. We'd have the key now, and Keeper Soledad would still be alive. Her death must not be in vain. I will retrieve the key successfully on this next venture. Alright, look at that. We have discovered where the key
if this
is.
guy thought the glyph key was in this sunken citadel, I don't see why I shouldn't go look there. It sounds like it might be a profitable trip.
You see, you two morons, we've figured out where it is already. All you had to do was read a book. I assume we're going in this elevator. That's a check.
Elder Draco, may I speak with you? I think I've found something in my studies. A connection.
Go on, and speak up, Scribe. I can barely hear you.
Well, everyone knows the Compendium of Reproach has been missing, and then last week I scribed a passage, and it read, "The Compendium will be borne by a terrible storm."
Yes, I remember the report. Interesting. Yet, no sign of any inclement weather, eh, Scribe?
No, but then, just a few days ago, a ship came into the docks area. Do you remember the report from Keeper Alcott? He said the ship had managed to get itself into port, though no one was left alive to man it. A plague ship. The crew. Undead.
Yes, it is indeed a tragedy, and a mystery, but I see no connection. A storm would not cause the ship to befall such a fate.
Allegory, dude.
Ship, Elder Draco. The name of the ship is the Abysmal Gale. Is that not another way of saying terrible storm? This is the connection of which I speak.
Ah, I see your point. And the error in your thinking. The compendium was lost ages ago. How could it possibly be on a ship that has just come into port?
But...
Enough, Scribe. I have important business to attend to, in case you haven't heard. There's a dark age approaching.
Yes, Elder Draco. Thank you for speaking with me.
Maybe the scribe is on to something. I should check out this ship, the Abysmal Gale, next time I visit the docks.
It's tale as old as time. Old people are idiots, young people are smart. Talia, I want to run this by you before I bring it to an elder. You know how we search for the Compendium of Reproach in our efforts regarding the Dark Age? Well, I recently scribed the passage in which the Compendium was mentioned. It said it will be borne by a terrible storm. Then later, we heard that report about the ghost ship and all those undead. Completely unrelated to our work, right? Or is it? Because the name of that ship is the Abysmal Gale. Do you see? Abysmal Gale, terrible storm. They mean the same. Imagine if it were my own efforts that lead to the recovery of the compendium. Tell me if you think I've got something here. Your friend, Scribe Elson. I can't at the moment. I just can't. Keeper Council reports. Keeper Rafe. He was the one who wrote the about the Sunken Citadel. I can see that on the next page. Keeper Rafe will be allowed to return the Sunken Citadel, there's a word missing there, in an effort to retrieve what he believes to be the lost glyph key that opens the Compendium of Reproach. If his theory proves correct, then his success will bring us that much closer to a solution for the Dark Age. However, his request for a team has been denied, as more than one life was lost on the last expedition, and we cannot risk another such contingency. Furthermore, without proof that the glyph key is located in Sunken Citadel, you're never going to get that unless you look, it will be unwise for us to overextend our resources in what could be unfruitful, despite the plentitude of valuables reported by Rafe. Places loaded. Lastly, the Council has deemed the Citadel unsafe and forbids any keeper to approach the sealed entryway in the dock sewers without prior approval. Okay, so the Sunken Citadel is at the docks and the Abysmal Gale is also at the docks. I think that means, and I might be wrong here, I think that means we're going to the docks. Artemis, the passage I scribed below is all I could find on the subject you requested. Keeper Belios said there were other books, but we could not find them. Perhaps someone else is making similar inquiries. Balance, Keeper Asteria. Sentience, also known as artifacts, soulstones, or relics. A grouping of 5 objects possessing special powers and what is thought to be a consciousness, normally only associated with living entities. Presumably created as part of an ancient safeguard against the forces of evil. Examples include the Heart and the Chalice, also called the Builder's Cup by the Hammerites. Excuse me? And Artemis just told us to fetch them without telling us what they were? Efforts to confine all the sentience to one place for study have failed. How and when they came into existence is not known. Recommend further study. He has his own agenda. I've got to do it.
Good evening, Garrett.
Fine evening.
I have troubling news. The Hammerites and the Pagans have discovered it was you who stole their artifacts. Both factions are very angry. However, they are willing to overlook your recent crimes if you are willing to aid them by performing specific tasks. Until then, beware, for they will attack you on sight. A Hammerite named Inspector Drept wrote this missive for me to deliver to you. I contacted a pagan shaman named Diane, and she agreed to post a similar note for you on the outskirts of the pagan territory in the docks. I have done what I can to aid you. Farewell, and good luck. Did you need something, Garrett?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Great. The Hammers and Pagans are mad at me because of jobs I did for the Keepers. I better find out what they want and then decide whether or not I want to bother trying to improve their opinion of me.
Less talking, please.
Could be sure of what I saw.
Alright, so I believe this is how we carry flavor with the factions to try and stop them from attacking us on sight. Inspector Drept, we saw his office at the cathedral inside the factory, and there is a similar note posted by, was it Diane? Started with a D. On the outskirts of the pagan territory at the docks. I was going to say maybe it is near the well, but it sounds like it's further in, so I need to find that, and yeah. Garrett, the prescribed penalty for your crimes against us is death. However, I have convinced the Hammerite clergy to grant thee lenience, provided thou first perform enough of the following acts of atonement. First, the rust mites are large, gold-coloured bugs that feed upon metal and undo our works. We've seen those. We hereby grant thee the builder's blessing to destroy them with your arrows. Secondly, thou canst smite the undead, for they are most abhorrent to us. For each of these tasks you accomplish, your standing... is it going to tell me to kill the pagans? With the hammer order will increase a small amount. Whereas stealing from us or attacking any Hammerites will assuredly decrease your standing. This seems very, very gamey. The choice is thine. At present, any Hammerites will attack thee on sight if they find you on city streets. If thou increase thy standing with us sufficiently, we will allow thee to pass unharmed. Do us many of these favours, and thou wilt be considered an ally and allowed into Fort Ironwood and Old Quarter. It's that easy. Wow. Lastly, 'tis my custom to ask everyone with whom I speak if they have seen a sort of hag. Yeah, we saw that in his office. Or heard rumours of an old grey lady near the scene of a gruesome crime. If so, 'twould be a great favour to me to tell you what you know. 'Tis my life's ambition to find the hag, but my misfortune to always be 10 steps behind her. That sentence does make sense, it's very hard to read. My workshop is located in Aldale, near the pub. Be able to save thee, Inspector Drept. The Hammer Priests have blessed your bow with the ability to destroy rust mites. Shoot them with broadhead arrows. That's a pretty impressive blessing. They weren't even here to do it, it just happened. Okay, I assume that was Artemis we just spoke to. Yeah, Garrett's got a point. They're coming after us for jobs that we did for the Keepers. Read the letter the Hammerites Inspector Drept has left for you. We did that. So we need to go to the docks. We need to search the sewers and docks to find the entrance to this sunken citadel. We don't have a quest for the boats yet. Oh, there it is. Enter the ship called the Abysmal Gale in the docks to see if it's related to the Compendium of Reproach. It absolutely is. Kill rust mites, kill any undead. Oh my god, more Danklore. Scribe. When you are completely done with your other tasks, go to the Forbidden Library and retrieve for me the map of the Keeper compound. I left it on the second floor. Elder Draco. My voice is going. How did I even get here? That's the elevator. There is a large room on the right.
Revered elder.
We've got 2 doors here. Okay, that leads back around there. Yeah, it feels like I'm breaking and entering right now. The trouble started when I asked permission to leave the library in order to visit the compound and begin research for a new paper, a treatise on us, on Keepers, our history and founding principles. To my knowledge, no such book has been written yet, and it seemed a worthy endeavour. My proposal was well thought out and included chapters on balance and the powers of glyphs. However, permission to visit the compound was not granted me. In fact, my request was met with surprise and outright suspicion. Surely my idea was a good one, and I would be thorough in my research and truthful in my conclusions. What compound? Keeper compound? Hammerite compound? But saying so only seems to trouble the elders further. Then today, my GCs were reduced. Could it be related to my request? And if so, why? I'm afraid to press these questions further. Besides, who would I ask? Who wrote this? Also, is there any good loot in here? Also, my FOV looks really messed up for some reason. There is.
When it was brought up again.
Have I even been here? I haven't. I wonder if that's the Sunken Citadel. I just wanted to see if I could see Aldale or the Old Quarter, because that's what was mentioned by Inspector Drept.
Hello, Garrett. Orland informs me that you are to receive the Keeper Door glyph. You must perform the scribe ritual to do so. Place your hands into the indentations on the plaque behind me. That is all.
Who are you talking to? 2. All acolytes and scribes. It has come to my attention that some of you have not yet undergone the acolyte ritual, and that there have been unsubstantiated rumours about the safety of such practices. The acolyte ritual is a simple keeper indoctrination. It is completely safe, that's what they'll say, and is mandatory for all scribes. After the ritual, you will be able to see and use the Keeper Door glyph. The importance of acquiring this glyph cannot be stressed enough. Without it, a keeper will be unable to see or open the myriad secret glyph doors that have been placed throughout the city to mask our presence, bypass city gates, store supplies, and aid our maneuverability. The current citywide quarantine is a perfect example of the importance of the Keeper Door glyph, as with it, we can easily pass between South Quarter and Docks using our secret door near the gate. If you have any questions, an elder can assist you. First Keeper Orland, did you just admit to a crime? I think you did. This glyph will allow you to see and open Keeper Doors. Look for this glyph on a wall, then use it, and a door will appear.
Very well, Garrett.
Fine evening.
You now have all the powers of an acolyte. You are able to see and open Keeper Doors. Look for the glyph. Keeper Artemis also wishes to see you, I believe. Farewell.
Yeah, I spoke to him already. I'll check my objectives shortly. I just want to take a look around here. Oh, is that the way out? It is. I don't know if that's going to take me to the Forbidden Library or if it'll actually kick me out into the streets. Let's find out. Yeah, it's going to kick me out onto the streets. Alright, how do we access the Forbidden Library? Go to the Docks Pagan Stronghold. Search the sewers. Enter the ship. A map to the Keeper compound is in the Forbidden Library on the 2nd floor.
Xavier would never have allowed it, but times are different, and Orland is first Keeper now.
2. Elders regarding Interpreter Kaduka from First Keeper Orland. Many have expressed frustration that the process of interpreting the glyphs regarding the Dark Age and the Brethren and Betrayer is taking too long, but be assured, Interpreter Kaduka is consulting the books as much as her health allows. It should be said that the constant exposure to the books and the physical act of reading the glyphs has been a terrible strain on her. That's, yeah, I can relate. You will recall that Kaduka is one of the younger interpreters we have had, but already she has spoken of a successor due to the marked aged effect of the readings. For now, Kaduka continues to have readings every day and believes she is close to important truths. For further concerns, please see me. That is code for just shut the hell up and let her do her job. If we see you,
Elder.
The interpreter, Kaduka.
I hope that wasn't aimed at me.
Recognize her now. How old she has grown, and so quickly. It is not right that she continues her work with the glyphs. Have you nothing better to do?
It's so hostile.
This way leads to the Forbidden Libraries. I could sneak my way in, but I can't let any keepers catch me in there.
Alright. Immediate thought is let's water arrow you.
What do you think you're doing?
We're not getting past here.
This library is forbidden to you, Garrett.
Short of firing a noisemaker.
This place is off limits to you. I feel compelled to invest. Hey! This library is forbidden to you, Garrett. Hey! Oh, can't see!
I don't think I can blackjack him like this.
Oh, we both know you can do better.
How do we get past this guy? If indeed we can. Noisemaker didn't seem to work. I could maybe use a gas mine or a gas arrow perhaps. But I really don't want to hurt anyone here. I just want to sneak past them without causing a ruckus. So you can see me here.
Orland says this place is off limits to you. That is not allowed here, thief. You must stop.
Yeah, I stopped. I just needed to figure out how to stop. Did I burn my relations with them? No. So, how do we get in there? Immediate thought is I don't see a way... Hello? I'm glad I looked up there. Wow. I don't see a way to go up to maybe bypass this guy. I could definitely do this. Can I lean over to the left? No.
What do you think you're doing?
He sees me there and he sees me approach. A flash bomb doesn't work. I suppose a gas arrow could work, but that is super expensive just to get past this one guy. I'll try the noisemaker again, and I'll be patient. Does this do anything useful at all?
I feel compelled to investigate that sound.
Okay, he's coming.
Sounded near here.
We are forbidden from bonking the keepers. We could do that and get behind him and open the door. That will get us inside, but I'm not sure I've got an exit plan. Someone on the left who heard that as well.
I think the noise I heard was...
Right. Years of practice.
What is your opinion?
About the libraries? I think Orland is right.
What's going wrong here? Don't attack them or get caught doing anything that will cause them to attack you. I didn't think I got caught there, but I'll try that again. How do we get past this guy? Gassing him clearly is not an option. Unfortunately.
I feel compelled to investigate that sound.
Maybe I need to close the door behind me.
Whatever it was, it is gone.
It's not gone. You should come investigate, sir. Come on.
I feel compelled to investigate that sound. Hello? Is that you, Acolyte?
Technically, yes.
What is your opinion?
About the libraries? I think Orland is right to restrict Garrett's movements. These books are far too valuable to risk. Besides, there's nothing here in the Forbidden Libraries that a thief would want, unless that thief were the brethren and betrayer Arkadika seeks.
Then you do not believe.
What, the prophecies? I believe. I just don't believe it's Garrett to which they refer. Perhaps Orland is the one. Or one of us, perhaps. It seems logical it would be an elder. We alone possess the knowledge and skill.
Indeed. So you think it is folly to accept Garrett in our midst? His aid with the coming Dark Age will prove ineffective?
Of course. What can he do that we, all of us, cannot do?
I wish I were as sure as you, Elder Callow.
I can read. Alright, I see that symbol there, and that makes me immediately wonder if there's an alternate entrance into this library. Maybe inside that room where I picked up the goblet.
The keepers are wasting their time writing about me. I'm a thief, and a good one, but I've got nothing to do with their prophecies.
Really? They said at the end of Thief 2 that everything was as it was written. The Master of Garrett's by Keeper Draco. He's the old fart who doesn't believe in the young scribe's theory. Familiarizing yourself with Garrett's history and capabilities could prove essential should the time come when we no longer deem him necessary. Garrett studied with us until his early 20s, at which time he was offered the chance to proceed with the indoctrination ceremony and become a keeper. However, he lacked balance and instead expressed his intention to leave. The council voted we deal with him using the Enforcers. Who are the Enforcers? until Kaduka informed us that Garrett was essential to overcoming difficult times ahead. And so our most promising acolytes left us, out of the greater folly of anger, if I remember correctly. Garrett pursued the life of a criminal, and with the Keeper training we had given him, he quickly became a master thief. His abilities did not escape the attention of certain individuals, and he was lured into a pagan plot that threatened the safety of the city. And then we murdered God. During that time, Garrett's eye was removed and used to power the Eye, one of the artifacts we are studying. See, I can't pronounce your names, Treatise on Sentience for more regarding the artifacts. Oh, so the eye is an artifact, and so is a chalice in the Jacknaw's paw. Interesting. After the threat was neutralized, Garrett obtained a mechanical eye from the Hammerites. Later, his thieving abilities resembled an excessive imbalance within the Hammerite order. See the Mechanist Metal Age for more on this topic. True to Kaduka's predictions, Garrett had the abilities necessary to remove the threat and overcome our second trial. Now, Kaduka has predicted a third Dark Age. What were the first two? I assume the first two were not Thief 1 and Thief 2. I assume, because those Dark Ages are very, very close nearby, and if that's the case. She believes Garrett will play a critical role, though the glyphs have yet to reveal if he will influence the outcome positively or negatively. I really want to get over there and play with that glyph and see where it comes out, because if that comes out in an area that I recognize, I'm loading. Also, I've not forgotten we need to have a chat to Orlan before we leave. I mean, I'm no expert on hidden doors, but I'm pretty sure that's not how hidden doors... Never mind. Is there a switch on this side?
Time to rebind the second set of chronicles. They've become far too fragile.
Can you just wait outside while I figure out where the switch is so I can close this door? Maybe? Maybe this is intended to be the way out only. But I am going to quickly check that. If I can get past this guy without upsetting him and or burning my noisemakers, I would like to do so. Yeah, I mentioned this would be a short stream. Maybe I'll just do this level and call it quits. Maybe this video is going to be very short.
Why do my reports fall on deaf ears? How far will the Hammerites go? Or the pagans for
There's only so much reading I can do in one night without just throwing my hands up in the air and wanting to stab someone. There we go. When you just gave me the ability to infiltrate this place.
About the libraries, I think Orland is right to restrict Garrett's movements. These books are far too valuable to risk. Besides, there's nothing here in the Forbidden. Stolen. But how?
That was deliberate. I wanted to interrupt that conversation, but not like that.
The Keepers are wasting their time writing about me. I'm a thief, and a good one. But I've got nothing to do with their prophecies.
Where am I? Okay, that's where I came in.
Nothing here. This is fruitless and has only distracted us from our work.
You weren't working, you were just conversing. Yeah, let's cut that conversation short. I'm okay with that. So, that's the way out. I need to make my way over to the left, which is unfortunately well lit. No, we can't hide there. There's also someone patrolling with a torch upstairs, which is always a problem. Can I hide there? No. Is she coming back down? What's with the dramatic music?
Gone.
Yeah, I'm clearly going to need to start using some water arrows just to try and survive here. Keeper Dover, journal entry number 2136. Okay, not as bad as Rafe. I should have known better than to bring it up in front of the entire council. Still, my words had some effect. At least now there is the resolution forbidding it. I believe that will cause many to think twice should temptation arise. What are we talking about? Meanwhile, we should all be on the watch for the telltale signs. The dead animals, their life forces drained. It is not a love of creatures that compels me to speak out. No, they are pitiable, but inconsequential. I can only speculate on how long a keeper could extend a normal lifespan in this way. 100? 200 years? Maybe longer. But it would take more than vermin to accomplish that. And I, now that I possess knowledge, can I truly say I too am not tempted? This is why I cannot remain silent. That, and the glyph that Elder Beryl speculates must exist, though we have yet to find one that enables shapeshifting. What a potent elixir of glyph magics that would be. They're looking for something that enables shapeshifting. I played that game. It's called Baldur's Gate 3 and it involves a bear. Alright, left or right, left or right. There's someone behind me. There is also someone in front of me. I think the dude in front of me is carrying a torch. I think you're going to come from the left. You're going to stop directly in the middle there. Facing me, or facing a book, and then you're going to turn to your right and keep walking. And by that I mean I hope. Thank you, ma'am. Right. Yeah, it's early 2000s, but I do like the lighting effects in this game. I think it's working extremely well. The exits are on the northeast and southeast side. That's where we came in. I can hear someone else above me. I'd like to try and pickpocket this dude, but I don't know if it'll work. Transcript of Keeper Council Meeting 1054/36. What number is that? That is XL, that's 47, I think. Xavier. Keeper Beryl has the floor. Beryl. I thank the Council and the First Keeper. Today I have prepared a report on the backgrounds of several missing Keepers. My goal was to find common elements in their research that might lead to an explanation for their disappearances. Although there was no one thing they had in common, I believe I found at least tangential evidence that they could be related. I'll start with Keeper Dover, whom you will remember for his rather unpopular theories about the nature of prophecy and especially his interest in corruption. Tabor. Keeper Beryl, the Council does not need a discourse on each missing Keeper. Have you found a common element to their research or not? Beryl. Well, it's not that simple. I was trying to explain... Savine. Perhaps Keeper Beryl has found several themes they all had in common. Beryl. If the council pleases, I have organised a report and would like to continue with my presentation. Tabor. I move that this information be disseminated outside of the council forum, so that each of us can review Beryl's findings separately. If necessary, the subject can be brought up at a subsequent meeting. Beryl. With respect to Keeper Tabor and all those present, this subject has been very delayed by the council before, and I... Xavier. Enough! This meeting will be adjourned for now. Keepers Tabor and Beryl will report to me in my quarters immediately. And that's why I don't do voices. I want to see if I can pickpocket this arsehole. I wonder if I can put his torch out. I'm not going to try, but I do wonder. So the keepers, they sound very, very fractured.
Huh. Just a random noise.
Yeah, that's my name, dude. Don't wear it out. Right, where am I going?
I can trust no one.
Oh, he's just changed his routing. He's just changed his routing. Shit. Right, where am I going?
Not what I would call a balanced response to the situation. He has so little control.
Loose.
Unseemly.
Terrifying. Keeper compound. We're not here at the moment, are we? But I imagine we're going to infiltrate this later on, perhaps. Yeah, I don't recognize this at all. Still, we've probably gained something by doing that, but I need to get out of here somehow. Is there a path leading upstairs? There is. On the northwest corner. Orland's gonna have the shits with us. The Pagan Situation by Keeper Tallow. The Pagans have begun to infiltrate into more areas, using decaying infrastructure to mask their presence. They now have sanctuaries in almost every district. Diane, that's the one who's left a message for us, their High Priestess, was a successor to the Pagan leadership after the wood nymph Victoria was desiccated. Diane's is often... why is that? Oh, shut up. Diane is often seen with the staff, although it has not been available for study. Her commander, Luxburr, is aggressive and dangerous. Where have I seen that name before? The two control a large number of shamans who invoke the powers of plants, both to hurt and to heal. I believe the pagans are able to accelerate plant growth such that it could rapidly culminate in a great imbalance. Recommend further observation. Yeah, that's what Victoria tries to do at the end of Thief 2, and it didn't end well. Just want to make sure he's not going to come around this way. Right, we're probably safe.
Where can the ancestries have been filed? Nothing seems to be in its proper place of late.
The way out is on the northeast corner.
Should be right there. Could have heard.
You heard nothing and you see nothing missing, fellas. You're old, you're losing your minds.
There is no noise now.
You're coming this way, so I'll wait for you to walk over the bridge again. You might come this way, and if you do, I need to hide here. Well, I really want to read that Dank Lord somewhere else. No, where are you going? Which way? Neither, you're just hiding behind that pillar. Guiding Acolytes to their destiny. Part 7. Enforcers. The Will of the Keepers. These are the dudes that the council wanted to send after us. The call of the Enforcer is a strong one. Those who wish to augment their strength and swiftness, and those who wish to protect the balance at all costs, are drawn to this dominion. Acolytes should note that once indoctrinated, an Enforcer can only communicate telepathically. Oh! I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the world would be better if less people spoke, including me, but, you know. The Enforcer's education consists of all manner of stealth training, and specialized weaponry must be mastered. After taking the vow, the glyphs are applied, and the transformation takes place immediately. Once converted by the glyphs, there is no known way of countering the changes. Elders who are guiding acolytes along this path should take care in revealing the most sensitive aspects of the sacrifices involved. I wonder if we'll meet some enforcers in our journey. Fuck, this place is huge. Okay, it looks like the Mr. Candelabra, or Candlestick, whatever it's called.
Hard to know what to think, with each elder telling a different tale. But I think it's clear. Some of the glyphs are changing. But why?
Hell. Can I get past you at all? I think I can, but it's very tight. I don't think we're getting much higher than this. I mean, all I've been doing all stream is reading Dank Lore, but I was kind of hoping for more Dank Lore in here. And I was also hoping for a shortcut out of here, so I didn't need to get past her, but that's not happening. I could probably use a noisemaker to get out of here very easily, but again, I don't want to burn it if I don't have to. There's seriously nothing else in here. Wow. So we need to have a chat to keep it all in about the porosity, is that a word, of his security measures within his library, because we were just able to waltz in here, lit the place, and no one is any the wiser. Hopefully I can get past you. Done. Right, where are you?
What was it again? Oh, yes. Alus mutatori. Concortiva. Concordivo. Nun.
I saw him. Okay, exits on the northeast corner. He heard that. He's probably looking my way, but he's probably not going to come over.
There is no sound that I can perceive.
Sneak past this guy who doesn't have anything on his waist. The exit's on the next floor on the northeast and southeast.
Interpreter, Kataka. I barely recognize her now. How old she has grown.
If he turns right, we're good. If we... Yep, we're good.
Right that she continues her work with the glyphs. Process is aging her too rapidly.
Okay, she's coming from the left. We'll wait for her and then follow her as she goes downstairs. And then we're just going to get into the bottom room, go through the secret passage, get back into a public area. I'll go upstairs and have a chat to Keeper Orland if I can, and then I'll leave. I'm not sure where you're going to stop here, if indeed you are going to stop. So, I need to make my way to the left now. This is a completely blind corner and I'm under a torch. I would like to get out of here without burning the water, but I was prepared to load. Alright, let's get out of here.
Of knowledge, and as an elder.
Good evening.
Did you need something scribed?
I will say I'm legitimately impressed that that area of the level is hostile. We walk through that door, and all the people out here are non-hostile. That's some impressive coding, I think. Doubly so if there was a transition there, and that's been put into the mod.
Orland has instructed Elder Isolde to give you the door glyph. You will need it to exit this library. You would do well to curb your stairs.
I thought he said he wanted us to speak to him, but it's not an objective here. And we've just been told to GTFO, so...
Keeper Artemis has news from the Pagans and Hammerites. You should speak with him before you go.
Yeah, okay. Tonight's going to be a short one. What I might do is get out of here, have a look around the docks, find the two entrances, maybe kill a few mites, figure out what I can do for the Pagans, and then I'll call it quits. I won't start another level tonight. Right, that was very, very productive. We went into the restricted section, the Forbidden Library, and we picked up a whole bunch of loot. A map to the Keeper compound, which is probably going to come in useful in about 5 or 6 streams from now. And just had a good time all around. Feels good, man. And it's not even on the map. Jesus. I do not intend on going back to Stone Market. We're going straight to the docks. There's been a distinct lack of bonking on this stream. Oh. Okay, there's our first.
That really tears it.
These things explode. Okay, they're still very, very hostile, but all I need to do is maybe take out about 5 or 6 and we'll be best buddies for life. That's how easy it is, chat. Okay, there is loose in here. I was wondering what the point was. All 100 of it. That is not dank lore. Oh, hell. Yeah, I can do so much else here. I can break into the pub, I can do whatever else, but I'm not going to, simply because I do not want a repeat of what happened a couple of streams ago, where we had a conga line of respawning NPCs, and I lost my shit. I think I've just remembered one of the 2 tasks that the pagans have for me. Involving moss arrows. But I don't know if I could ever get that working back in the day. Okay, how are we looking? We are neutral. It's that easy, chat.
Catch up with you later, eh?
I have so many grasshoppers crawling around the floors downstairs, and if it was that easy to become my friend, I would hire you in an instant. But unfortunately, it's not. Ah, Locust clueless.
Here it is again.
Let's sell whatever we can, and this grace. Just a water arrow today. We're full up on those. Alright, let's fence some of this stuff.
Hey, Gary. How's the thieving going?
Let me tell you about this library that I just broke into, sir.
Take your time, look around. Here at the Well-Equipped Thief, we pride ourselves on stocking everything a person like yourself might need.
You stock gas bombs now.
I'm Thomas, the proprietor here. We're here to help.
And it looks like my limit is 5. Also, while I remember, the previous mission, I looked at those creatures and I referred to them as Kurgrim, and I could not for the life of me remember where they were from. I looked it up. It's from Lord of the Rings Online, of all places. Got no idea where I pulled the ball. I know where I pulled it from, but I'm just very surprised that I pulled that. Yeah, we're not stealing that without bonking you. And I really don't want to bonk you, given the population around here. Look at them all.
Last night, off to bed.
Thought I heard. Hey, is that somebody?
No. Is this the same set of footsteps that you've... Oh, no, I'm floating now. Jeez. Fuck. Garrus, I'd like you to de-knock that bow, please. You can do it. I have faith in you that your arm will eventually tire and you'll put the bow down.
Just a funny noise, that's all.
Well done. Okay, I need to get past you. There should be a very... nearly. There should be a very bright light on the wall nearby. There is no admittance to the docks. There is quarantine in effect. We have Rustmite there. I won't go for you. That's down there. Let's just casually commit a crime. Wait. I don't even see the mist rendering properly there, but okay. We're entering the docks. I'll take a look around here, try and find the notes, try and find the mission start points. And then I think we'll call it there.
The docks, the poor part of town, full of cramped tenements and surly residents. I wouldn't come here looking for a helping hand, but it's the right place to hire a few murderous thugs, or for those who are in the market for something rare and exotic. Precious imports from ships are stored here until they're moved to more wealthy districts, so the docks can be a good place to rob, as long as you keep an eye out for fishy characters. And, of course, the city watch. The quarantine still has the docks cut off from the other districts, but the Keeper Doorglyph got me past the gates. Working with the Keepers isn't all bad, I guess. And I have a hunch I'm in the right place to return the favor. If the Keepers are right, and there's a dark age coming, then docks is where to start searching for it. It's about as dark as this city gets.
So dark. So shadowy. So deadly. Right, what am I doing here? Jeez, okay. We have a path leading to the old quarter. We've not been there yet, and I don't know if I can actually get there. There's an entrance to the sewers nearby. There are two fences around here. One to my west and one to my south, leading towards the pagan area. That's where I want to go next because there is a note waiting for me, apparently. Right, that's the standard gate, which is, that's quarantined off. City Watch Crime Report, District of the Docks. The following criminal incidents occurred last evening in the vicinity of the docks. 0 citizens were murdered. 0 citizens were rendered unconscious by a blow to the head. Blackjack, whatever. 0 items of valuable property were reported stolen. 0 locks were unlawfully picked open. The above is a true and complete record of events. All residents are encouraged to report suspected incidents of crime to the nearest City Watch I just said immediately. Authority. Signed, the Office of the Commissioner. That is basically a scorecard. Yeah, I'm not terribly interested in increasing it tonight, to be quite blunt. So, that is the angled path that we just took, even though there's no angle there. That part... The passage here must be very dark and twisty and turny, and whatever the Zork's saying is, because we actually came through around here, directly ahead, and we've popped out over here. Ah! Well, that's a city watch. I think that's just going to be another quarantine notice. Actually, maybe that's the gate. But no, that's facing west. That seems to take me here. I assume I'm looking at this gate here. I'd love to bonk you, but you're standing on metal right now. Yeah, the issue we've got is they're going to respawn. I expect an update tomorrow night. Right, same quarantine? Same quarantine. So if I head east and then south, that'll take me towards the fence. And towards the pagan area. I don't believe that's a city watch.
Who's that? Let me get a look at you. You must be that fella Garrett. Fancy yourself a famous thief, I hear, but that don't impress me. Anyway, famous or no, old Dahlia will take care of you. If you've got artwork to sell, this is the place. But no funny business, got it?
Metal, gems, and artwork. It wasn't goods, it wasn't anything else, it was artwork.
Sure is a lot of stuff, Garrett.
Sure is.
What be's that, you havers?
A lettering from Diane. I'd be sticking it up here's so them thiever Garrett, he be's reading it.
Him? Be's I want to deading him, not leaves him letters.
Me too. But Diane says him could's be of using to us. Her says no kill. Not yet.
Bees you think him will reads them letter?
Bees not matter what I thinks. Diane thinkers him will, and Diane be's always right.
Please don't bump directly into me. I mean, you're not City Watch, but you're still going to attack me on sight. Speaking of, will you get upset if I do this? You will. I'm doing the Hammerites a favour.
There be's nowhere to running to.
You're right, there isn't. This is a dead end. It begins. Are we friendly with the hammers though? No, we're still neutral. Right, so let's just be patient. Hopefully, unlike the two pagans in the Hammerfall factory, these two will calm down. I think they will, because the two that we alerted in Hammerfall factory, they saw someone die directly in front of them. Or fall unconscious, at least. Okay, are we good? I hear standard footsteps, so I assume we are good. Yep, that's good. We have a door up there. I need to go back this way and read this letter at the very minimum. I don't particularly want to go into the pagan territory tonight, but I need to read this letter. I need to see if there is perhaps another door nearby. A vendor, perhaps? And then check out the locations of these two missions. Excellent. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I appreciate it. Can I read the frigging pagan script? Garrett, my visionings show that it bees was you who taketh the Jacknal's paw from us. This crime bees punishable by deadings. Slams the hammers. But we bees knowing Victoria would want to finding another way. We offers you this deal. First you do us some things for us, then we lets you live. We have enchanting your bow, so you can do us these favours. First, bees many cornerstones in them city that we have readied for you to make greening. Cornerstones? I thought they were metal grates. That's where I was going about 15 minutes ago. You bees will know which cornerstones, because they have greensy markings. Use your mossing arrows on them, then our magica vines bees will grow there. Second, we bees have elemental cocoons in our territories, shaped like the crescent moon, and bees the height of a man. Fire yours elemental arrows into them, one of each type per day. That's complicated, Jesus. And bees will add to their strengthenings. When you do one of these favours, your standing with us bees will be improving a little. You bees not attacks us any... That sentence. You bees not attacks any us pagans, or steal from our territories, or we bees decreasing your standing with us, using this complicated meter. Now you bees our enemy, and you bees attacked by any pagan who finds you on them city head streets. Bees you do enough favours, we bees will not attack you on them streets. But bees you do us very many favours, and you bees our friend and ally. We bees lets you into our territories. Bees your choice. Diane, Woodsy Priestesses. I wouldn't trust that at all. Let's just get into the territory, but we need to stay on alert. We're not going to be a friend and ally because there's always going to be some who want to just kill us on sight. And also, when we get inside the territory, we're losing a place and then leaving. The pagans have given your bow the ability to grow vines from cornerstones marked with green symbols. Shoot the cornerstones with moss arrows. I remember the moss arrows at least. But I've got to be honest, I don't remember the cornerstones at all. I thought it was metal grates. Okay, we've got the two objectives. We'll find the mission markers. Shoot moss arrows. Shoot any elemental arrows into their elemental cocoons once per day. This is complicated. I assume, though, that if I do enough, I can just walk into their territory here and start looting the place. Same for the Hammerites, whatever it is, in Aldale. Or was it the Old Quarter? I'm not sure. All I'm trying to do is jump up there, and Garrett's now floating. This is some horse shit right here. Curious, so I'm not actually making noise when I walk over the grate here. I don't know if that's because I came from a float or what, but I'm walking, I'm creeping. Creeping doesn't make noise. Good to know. I'm so confused. That leads to the south quarter even though it's facing west. Ah, this must be the path that leads to the old quarter. Even though it's facing north. Makes total sense. I mean, it would make total sense if there was a thing on this map that said that north is pointing to the right. But I'm pretty sure when we went down here towards the pagan territory, we were heading south. Let me just confirm that. Motherfucker. Okay, it makes sense now. Oh, damn it. North is to the right. Shit. The map is correct. Oh my god. Okay. So this path is open. We have another fence to the south. That's a delightful little troll game. I like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate it, but I also like it. There's a drop here. There's a ladder here. Heading south towards the fences territory.
Looks like I've found the entrance to the sunken citadel Keeper Rafe talked about in his journal. According to him, the glyph key disappeared underground sometime too long ago to think about. Rafe also mentioned...
We'll look at that tomorrow. Or indeed whenever I stream next. Okay, so that's one of the entrances here. It is very easy to reach from the south quarter entrance. I would love to jump that, preferably without jumping. Garrett is too dumb to walk up here. Garrett, in about 3 years from now, there's going to be a game released called Oblivion. My character in Oblivion can walk up mountains. Can you do that, Garrett? I didn't think so. Alright, we have a fence directly in front of us. Oh, this is probably the shop.
The store here in the docks is a great place to shop for interesting items. I should stop in.
Greetings, and thank you for shopping at the Undercurrent. Sam Swarthy, proprietor, at your service.
I have to. I had to. I thought it was going to be a dildo or something else, but no. Interesting items. Climbing gloves. With these gloves, you can climb any surface made of stone, bricks, or blocks. Jump into walls to climb them. Oh, no.
I've been working on a motto, but it ain't done yet. So just get shopping.
You're telling me we can just climb straight up now? Like here, for example. Isn't there... It's been a while, but isn't there like another game where you can climb up buildings like this, where someone's like climbing up like a spider? I don't remember what it was called. Let me know in the comments, please. But it reminds me of this, honestly, the way he's climbing up like that. Something about a spider? Man spider? I don't know where I'm going with that. Alright, so we just unlocked a lot of verticality very clearly. This is curious though, because I assume the missions do not have this constraint built into them. Because purchasing those was optional. Unless maybe we try starting the missions and it goes, no, Garrett, you need to get the climbing gloves before we can start this mission. But yeah, the layout of the city and some of the items now makes a lot more sense. Okay, conversation up ahead. I have no idea which direction we're facing. We're facing east, which is this way, down. We're looking down here. The Abysmal Gale is somewhere to the southeast. We should be able to see it as we come out here. There's a tavern there, and I don't remember what was mentioned about that. I think Drept may have mentioned that.
That sure is a fine-looking plant. Sure would spruce up my place a bit. Too bad I can't bring it home.
Wouldn't want it in my place. Only reason it's here is because they think it could be dangerous.
Dangerous? You mean poisonous or all prickly or something?
No. Don't you ever listen to the captain? The pagans were pretty upset when we got to it before them. They were gonna plant it someplace special or something. I figure it's got some pagan witchery attached to it.
Oh, I see. Or I don't. It don't make sense.
Why'd we take their plant away, even if it is a bit witchy? They got all kinds of herby plants, and I don't see us holding them under lock and key.
Because the Hammerites tipped off the captain. Said the pagans were gonna use it for no good or something. This here's some kind of extra rare type of greenery. Anyway, them hammers are so scared of it, they wanted to burn it up in one of their furnaces. Would have too, except the captain wanted to get to the bottom of things, and so locked it up here instead.
Don't that mean that both the pagans and the hammers will be angry with the Cappy? At us? Maybe even, try and break in and get it?
Didn't think of it that way, but yeah, I guess you're right. Watch your back, eh, Freddy?
Yeah, you too. You too.
I guess we can either burn or water that thing, perhaps. The City Watch are holding a pagan sapling. The pagans want it planted in their hideout. The hammers want it burned, which can be done in the tavern. That's oddly specific. I don't think I want to do either tonight. I just want to find the mission start point and then call it quits. I've got to get past these two City Watch though and into the docks on the right hand side there, which is... it looks more perilous than I think it actually is. Because moving forward, that area is lit. This guy's facing me. I assume we can just pick that up, which is hilarious. Pick that up and put it in our pockets. Yeah, I think you need a bonking, sir. We are visible. Right, you're getting bonked. Other dude's coming back. Where'd he go? It sounds like he's right here, but I don't have eyes on. There he is. Okay. Tank Law. Timmy, we ain't got room in the warehouse right now. Boss says, not until Friday. Your best bet is shipping it all out from here and hoping it doesn't rain. Hoping there's nothing too valuable in that cargo. Anyways, sorry about the mix-up. Bill, that doesn't sound like this is relating to the sapling. Something valuable cargo? That horizon. The edge of the world has disappeared.
Evening.
Sure are a lot of them.
What? Why, something over there?
I saw that. The Abysmal Gale.
Uh-oh. I think we got ourselves a thief around here.
Add it to the scorecard.
Is something going on over here?
Okay, I'm screwed. Can I take your healing potion? I can.
False alarm.
Yep, that's it, I'm done.
Back to normal.
He takes one step forward, I'm done. I mean, look at this though. There shouldn't be that many people around here. I don't know if that's happening because I knocked out...
All right, whoever you are. I know you're there.
Artificial stupidity at its finest. I really don't know if that's because I knocked out the first guard. Or the second guard.
I will find you, you know. Sooner or later. Now.
I mean, this game, I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying the missions, but these in-between sections, the city sections, are bringing it down like you wouldn't believe.
Something moving.
Oh, I've got to take you out. Yeah, let's just see the start points, And then I think I'll load here and then just backtrack to the Citadel start point. We'll start with the Citadel because I really don't want to deal with the undead on the next stream. I think that's going to be a Friday night job.
For me, you couldn't even half a sec.
Oh, come on.
Huh? Anybody there?
These dudes are hyper alert, and the worst part about it is there's no difficulty associated with these sections. I'm not playing this on expert. I'm playing the individual missions on expert, not these city parts.
Nothing. Ugh.
Right, let's let this conversation play out.
All right then.
This is so upsetting. 3 civilians, 2 city watch.
Sure are a lot of them. What? Zombies.
Yeah, they came from that ship, poor bastards. The Abysmal Gale.
And call me crazy, but they a bit more riled up than normal.
They're just a bit on the testy side, you know? Grumpy 'cause they're wet.
Idiot. Wet or dry, zombies don't care.
Oh, like you're an expert. Anyway, don't worry. If one of them gets you, I'll be happy to cut your leg off. Or whatever it is you're supposed to do.
Burn them with fire.
You only cut off my leg if that's where one of them gets me. See? Otherwise, there's no point.
Alright, don't get so mad. I'm just saying I'd help you out in a pinch. That's all.
Well, it makes me mad that I got to explain these things all the time.
Just burn them with fire. It's the only way to be sure. How do I get on board this boat? Without resorting to murdering the guards. We have a guard on the right, the guard on the left. Let's make another save. We'll see if we can get to the Abysmal Gale. Okay, that's a big help. Just got to get past the one on the left. We have a ladder on the right. There's possibly some alternate routes that I can use with my climbing gloves, but I just haven't found them yet. Oh. I don't think I can abort out of this. Oh, he's saying this isn't actually a mission. It's not, is it? This isn't a mission. It's only going to convert into a mission if we find another point later on, like a transition point, and it says, okay, you're actually entering an official mission. This is actually a traversable area. Wow. And as you saw just there, I can leave freely. Alright, so well, I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. What I'll do is next time we'll take a look at the Sunken Citadel, which, if I load... which game was it? This one? I can put myself outside the start of the Sunken Citadel, and then hopefully knock that over, and then hopefully the Abysmal Gale is not a terribly large area. Because maybe I can just go there and murder some undead. We saw some holy water on the right-hand side as we entered, which is a very positive sign. Grab the glyph key and move on with life. Actually, wait, the glyph key is in here, and the Compendium of Reproach is on the Abysmal Gale, we think. It's totally there. Alright, so that's where I'll call it for this stream. Next time, we'll go in here into the Citadel, and we'll also try and check out the Abysmal Gale.